Joining us now, as you can see, is Michael's mum, Lynne Sandford, and also from Philadelphia, the former Apprentice contestant and Donald Trump's campaign spokesperson, Erin Elmore. Good to see both of you this morning, but let's speak to you first of all, Lynne. So, Lynne, when did you last speak to your son? Have you had any contact with him at all since his arrest?
I've finally been able to establish phone conversations with him in the last few days.
And how's he doing?
He's not at all good. He's very bewildered, very scared and frightened. He's on suicide watch, which he's been for 3 weeks, and he just kept breaking down on the phone and saying he can't cope.
Now, in a way, obviously, as a mum, your heart goes out to you in that situation, because that's exactly how I would feel if any of my children were in this position. But others are going to be watching and say, well, hang on a minute. He tried to kill or attack Donald Trump.
There's no
he deserves to be in this position. So why do you feel he deserves a different sort of treatment?
There's no excusing that what he did was, or attempted to do, was a bad thing, but he is not a bad person. He's got autism.
He had a washing obsession which made him bleed because he would rub his skin
so hard. Till he bled,
I mean, just tell us some of the awful things that, in a way, you've seen your son go through that have almost led to this point.
He was sectioned at 14 for anorexia as well, and that was following, from the age of 11, his health just completely spiralled out of control at that age. He lost the will to live. He got to such a point he couldn't cope with life. He just found dealing with everything just far too stressful for him.
Some will say, why did you let him go to America? You know, he's only 20.
I desperately tried to stop him. I contacted our GP, police, mental health services, and they were all very, very concerned as well, but they said he's 18, he's an adult, he can do what he wants.
Let's go to Erin Elmore now. So, Erin, you've heard some of these things. I'm sure you can empathise with a mum who's desperately worried about her son, who appears certainly to have not had the right help for a very long time. Why do you still believe that he should face justice in America and be dealt with in that particular way?
Well, truthfully, as a mother as well, I completely sympathize with her plight. And the United States does have an extradition treaty with the United Kingdom. It was set up in 2003. And my advice to Ms. Sandford would be just to speak to some lawyers and see what you can accomplish. The United States is a reasonable country. And of course, her son is accused of a serious crime. But I think if she wants this goal, I'm not for or against it. I just think it's something that she needs to work out with her lawyers. But he will face justice either there or here.
Why have you tried that route?
We have got a good lawyer on board now, and that is why the Crowd Justice page has been set up to help raise money towards the legal fees that we're facing.
Right, because good lawyers cost
a lot of money.
That's the problem. I know you've said that your son isn't a bad person, and it does sound like lots of things have failed him along the way, including the original diagnosis. However, good people can do bad things, and in a way, this was...
I don't feel he didn't know what he was doing.
He could have worked, though. This is the problem, isn't it? He could have killed Donald Trump.
I don't think for 1 minute he can.
I certainly feel for Ms. Sandford, who is there with you, but I don't think she is even saying that he should come home and just be sitting on the couch with her. She's saying that he is going to be a product of the legal system either here or there, and I think that's perfectly fine. You know, she's not saying he hasn't done anything wrong. She's admitted that there has been some wrongdoing here. So I think she is saying that, and it's just a matter of where he's going to deal with those problems.
Yeah, OK, well, that must be some encouragement to you. Thanks, Erin. That must be some encouragement to you that, you know, Donald Trump's own spokesperson seems to at least understand where you're coming from. And
that's right. And can I just say, you know, I'm very relieved that, you know, nothing happened, that nobody got hurt.
Absolutely.
Obviously, that's everybody's concern.
And your concern in your heart, though, before we go, is ultimately what, in the next few months, if he doesn't come home?
Yeah, I fear my son will die in prison. He's tried to commit suicide before, and there's no way he could cope with being in a mainstream prison for 30 years. So, I mean, he's, like I said, he's got a very young emotional age. He still watches Peppa Pig, you know, and that's not, you know, a callous, cold-hearted person. You know, he's ill. He needs to come back here for help, and he needs to see his family. You know, if we go out there, we can still only see him from a video screen, you know, and he needs his family to help him get better.
Well, we all understand what you've been through, and I've been going through, actually, for a number of years. It sounds terrible for you personally. Thanks very much indeed, and do keep in touch with how your process goes along as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
An amazing vote. It's very historic, and we're very happy.
Mr. President, people's anger.
Yeah, people are angry. All over the world, they're angry. And
why?
Do you take
heart from that? Why are they angry, sir?
I think we're doing very well in the United States also, and essentially the same thing